Hello, friends. So, talking about our airline industry, we understand that the industry is entirely hit by the zero revenue in the past couple of months for the uh, players within the industry. And the news that Monday onwards we'll have flights starting to operate in at least major cities is something of a relief, what we can say, for this industry, as well as for the customers who wants to travel. Now, with this, as expected, a lot of rules and regulations are attached with the kind of cleanliness and hygiene and the mask wearing and all the protocols to be adopted at the airport, in the flights, by the customers, by all the stakeholders. So all of these are in place, but beyond this, there's another administrative intervention, and that is price capping and price bottom. So this price capping, what they have done based on the distance or the time of flight, is something which is questionable. It is questionable because the rationale for this is that aviation industry has been operated under has been operating under market forces with their prices and all since last 25 years, post 1994. And now once again we have price capping. Why this is something which is misguided, as many experts are suggesting. So in the first place, we need to see why this is done. So this is done in order to safeguard the interest of the customers so that they are not charged exorbitantly. So that is there with a price floor as well. So there's a minimum also, so there's no predatory pricing in the industry. So to address both of these, this has been brought into. However, this analysis, if we see, then this is mainly it is being suggesting that we need to think about having a viable economic model for the airline industry as well as for the customers. Now, the question is, have we incorporated the fact that there's a very high chance that the demand will sharply fall for the airline industry in the coming months? Whether, irrespective of the price, let's say, even if we are capping the price, that does not mean that more and more people would want to fly, or in fact, there's a lower bottom as well. The minima is also there. So that is also something which is not going to safeguard from the predatory pricing, because now is the time when no such player is in a condition to play on predatory pricing and lower their prices and run below cost or something just to have a market share. No, that will not happen at this point of time. That is the beauty of market forces. We can understand what kind of action can be taken at what times. And this being a market of near to perfect competition, we need not worry about such predatory pricing at this point of time. About higher prices, we understand that the demand is going to fall drastically by more than 50% as an expectation. And in that context, the airlines, to be viable, let them leverage the economic principles and extract money from the consumers who want to travel at a higher cost. What's the loss in that when the provider of the money and the supplier of the services are happy in that barter system? So that is something which would have made the industry more viable. So the capping may not be suitable from that perspective. And secondly, in the SOPs, there's no consensus. I mean, there's no what the minister said at least is that the middle seat will not be empty, so all of the seats can be sold and everything will happen. Now, when this is said, we need to understand that there's a very high chance of COVID expansion when we don't have any vacant seat between two people or some distance between two people. That is important because now the minister's perspective is, or understanding is, that more and more people are required to move so that the airlines are get viable. Why we want to see, the point of intervention should be from the perspective of safety and not economy. That's the bottom line of what I'm trying to suggest here. So when the government is intervening, it can intervene in terms of safety and not economic decisions like price caps and lower prices minima. So these things to be left best left for the market to determine in an environment of perfect competition. And the point of safety can definitely, there can be norms and all which needs to be adhered to by the consumers and all stakeholders. So one safety could have been that the middle seat be empty, let the price rise, but the safety remains in place. So that is one concern which is being raised all across. And beyond that, as far as increased cost of operation is concerned due to all the safety measures, that increased cost and whatever economic intervention you have to make, both these combined should be offered to the airlines industry in a manner of some free cash flow, some stimulus package, some support, safety support fund or something can be created. So clear cut money can be given. So that could have been done. That's something which is expected from a government, and the industries would have. So whatever is the cost of middle seat maybe could come from the government, could be subsidized by the government, so that the airlines do not feel the heat. So those solutions are something which is expected from the government, and not straight away price capping, lowest price suggestion, and all of these. So so from that perspective, market needs to play into. Now we need to see how things will unfold Monday onwards, with how many routes are coming, how these are opening in a calibrated way, and all of these. But definitely questions will be raised time and again till market forces are in complete operation. Thank you.